I have a QNAP TVS-882 that was sent in by a customer that is dead, no power, which is a very common issue we see with these QNAPs, and we're going to show you how to fix that today. First thing I'm going to do is take it apart. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it, turn it off, and we'll remove the screws on the back. Now this unit has been opened by the customer already, so there are a few missing screws, and that's going to be from them, but that's okay. So this is our motherboard. The customer did upgrade the fan with a Noctua fan, and the chip we're going to be focusing on is this one over here. So this is actually going to be the main cause of our faults, and commonly to repair these units we do have to replace it with a new one. So in order to do that, we do need to remove the motherboard, which is going to require us removing a lot of things around it first, so let's get to it. We'll start with this module over here. We do need to remove the back plate over here. And the power supply will fall down, so we'll hold it with one hand. There we go. And that's going to do it. Let's go ahead and disconnect these connectors. There we go. All right, while we're here, let's also disconnect the power from the motherboard. And we'll also disconnect this one. We don't need to, but this is just so we can get rid of this power supply. And then finally, we'll get rid of these connectors here. We'll disconnect the Noctua fan next. Next, we unscrew the motherboard. All right, what did I forget? There's one more here. There we go. All right, our next step is let's go ahead and get rid of this processor. All right, and this is our guy right here. I think this is about everything we need to remove. The rest of the plastic we'll go ahead and cover up with some Kapton tape. I don't believe we'll need to cover this area, so let's move on to the front. We're going to go ahead and start by removing all the Kapton tape and then put everything back on the motherboard. All right, and it looks like the tape actually fell off over here, and our connector here is a little bit browned. It's not melted or anything, so we should be fine. All right, and then same thing, we do have a little bit of discoloration right over here, but there's no plastic melting. It's still in good physical condition, so we're okay, we're safe. All right, so I'm just adding a healthy amount all over the chip, and we've cleaned the heatsink in the area where it's going to make direct contact. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove the heatsink now that we've put it on. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to make sure that I have enough and it's spread correctly and evenly on the chip, which it is. In fact, I can tell I put a little too much because it's spreading and oozing off the sides, but too much is better than not enough. Then we can put our CPU in. It's in there nice and snug. I am going to be putting in a new battery as well. And at this point, we're ready to put it back in the device. Okay, and we're going to press it in gently. Okay. Just want to make sure our connector is nice and snug, and it is. And the customer had recently upgraded their processor with a new one and have recently put new high-end thermal paste, and it looks like it's on there properly, so I'm not going to go ahead and add more. It looks still fresh. I don't believe there would be any advantage in us repasting it with new paste here. Turn it on. Look at that. It is powering on. Woo-wee! All right, I know it sounded like a lot of excitement. I was very confident in this, but this was actually one of our first units that we did for this model specifically. So I did have just a little bit of a hair of a doubt, but happy to report we're getting power. Everything seems to be turning on. All of our fans are spinning. We're gonna wait a few minutes for the machine to fully boot up, connect it to the Ethernet to our network, and then confirm that it's detectable on the network as well. All right, so our machine is on. Fans spinning. Fans spinning. We are detecting it. There it is, NAS TVS-882. Okay, apparently we can update it, but I'm going to wait off and make sure that the customer wants us to do that. All right, we have another successful QNAP repair. If you found the video helpful, useful, leave us a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. And lastly, if you do have a QNAP that you want to send in for us to repair, let us know in the comments below. We'll also have a link in the video description that you can click on to submit requests for QNAP repairs.